everybody. So we're up at my buddy's shop right now, my buddy Jelani's shop, and we are getting the Mustang properly aligned for the first time in probably a couple years. So a while ago, I built my own little homemade DIY alignment rack. It worked for doing tow, but we gotta want to go through it, check some other stuff out. So I have my buddy Darius here from Perfect Balance, and we're gonna set this thing up on the pads and get it dialed in with a proper alignment. All right, Darius.
Yeah.
So when it comes to setting up a car, what are a couple of the things that you look at
To come up with the setup initially,
Yeah.
you're saying? So
for drift cars?
right. So I take into account the power of the car, the type of angle kit, the spring rates, the competency of the driver, and all of that. And then I come up with an alignment that should work as a good foundation, and then hopefully the driver likes it and they come back and we can tweak it from there, pretty much.
All right, so we're about to set the car down on the scales, and I don't think I've had this on the scales yet, so we're all taking guesses at what it's gonna weigh. What's your guess?
3425.
3280.
3280? What's your guess, Darius?
3370.
3370. Anybody else taking guesses?
3390.
3390? $1? I'm guessing 3350.
Everybody in the 33 is gonna be fighting like now.
Watch it be like 3,700. gain weight.
425.
I still close. I said 3400 to.
Oh, she fat. That iron block weight.
I think all of this driver weight. Yes. It's all driver weight.
All right, so what does this do?
So right now we're adjusting caster and checking it. It has a lot to do with the weight jacking and transferring weight to the rear at angle. Yeah, pretty much throws weight to the rear essentially. Transfers a lot of weight. Gives you a lot of forward bite.
And some cars are easier to adjust caster than other weight.
Cars are easier to adjust caster than others.
Just because I designed an angle kit that works doesn't mean it's easy to adjust.
At least it works. There's others that don't work and don't adjust well.
What kind would that be?
Hey, you wanna check the caster?
Did you tell me to check the trash?
Nope.
We set her a wheel real quick.
Yeah. You good?
We'll continue right more driven action.
Yep, right.
This is the Formula Drift Pro Championship. We come back.
5, 10, 12, 14, 15. Left. 5, 10, 14, 15. 8.6.
What is it?
8.6.
Wait, this is 8.4 over here. What's wrong?
Well, it'll still be closer than it was.
Well, we adjusted both sides, so this should go 8. This should go to 8.6.
Or maybe we should have done a half turn on both sides.
Right. Yeah, that's not. It's not gonna be the same, but
We'll see.
it'll still be closer.
compression, I probably go a quarter of the way from full soft, so even softer. So super soft compression, and then like a third of the way soft on rebound. We'll try like a little instantaneous grip setup, and then we'll play around with it.
Oh wait, you didn't take any weight out of the car or anything, right? You got to set your sway bar still.
Not yet.
That too.
I guess I'll let you do it.
Okay.
But you're the
And this filter's got a lot of rubber and debris in it. I'll probably take it off and smack it out, you know.
What are the engine?
So we got the alignment done on the car. Everything checked out pretty good, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
After some work.
After some work, checked out pretty good. We're able to get we got the cross balance to what, like 50% cross balance, like right on the money. 50 on the money. It's 52-48 front to rear. And then after we got that all done, we decided better throw the spare trans in before LS Fest. So we got the one out of it right now. I don't know if you guys remember, that thing sounded like a dog box after grid life. So didn't want to test my luck on it, so I've had this spare sitting around. We're gonna go ahead, toss this thing in it, and then send it. You know they make Eggo Pop-Tarts? Pretty good. Anyway, so we got the car dialed in, aligned, at least for a good solid base setup. There were some pretty important changes we had to make. One side had like -1 degree camber. The other side had positive, almost 1 degree camber. I think it was like 0.8 positive on one side. And then I think it was actually like -1.3 on the other, in the rear. So we bumped both those out. So the rear now is at positive 0.6 degrees camber, I believe, which is kind of like right where we want it. Towed in a little in the rear, towed out a little in the front. We have, I know it was a lot of camber in the front. I want to say it was like 7.5 degrees camber, which from what I'm told on that setup should be really good. And it seems to be working so far. And we didn't change camber in the front, so camber seems to be good. Caster, I believe, was at like 8.6 degrees, so that should work. Self-steering feels really nice. Weight jacking seems good. So we got everything aligned, dialed in, so I'm really excited to see how the car handles. Big shout out to Darius from Perfect Balance for helping get all this situated and going through the car. We got it corner balanced, so I mean the thing is a perfect on the nose 50-50 cross weight balance. That's with a full tank of gas and my weight in the car. So we do have the car balanced properly. It is a little bit nose heavy. It's 52-48, but for being an iron block, I'm really not surprised by that. I was kind of expecting it to be a little bit heavier in the front. I do only have one of my batteries in the rear right now. We did toss some weight ballast where the second one goes to see how much it would affect it, and it throws cross balance off by like 0.02%. I think it was very, very minimal. It was throwing the cross balance off, but it did actually bring the back weight back by, I think, almost 1%. I think it was like 0.7%. So if we throw the second battery in the back, we can actually get a little bit extra ballast in the rear there with not upsetting the cross weight too much. It would be adding like another 60 pounds to the car. And as you guys seen, this thing is already 3550 wet with me in it. We also did go ahead and throw my spare transmission in. I've been sitting on a spare T56 for a couple years now. Haven't had to use it, but since my transmission was starting to get pretty noisy, I figured it was about time to throw the spare gearbox in there and hope I can make it last until I can put a dog box in it. Speaking of dog boxes, I have one. I finally picked one up, and the reason it's not in the car is because bell housings are on like intergalactic back order. So I'm waiting on a bell housing and release bearing to put the dog box in, but that's honestly probably going to be an off-season project because I have LS Fest coming up, and then the week after that immediately is No Star Bash. So I don't think there's enough time for me to get that in and get a custom drive shaft made for it and then be able to run either one of those events. So we're probably gonna wait till either A, the off season, or B, if there's an event in like later in the year that we might go to. If I can get it together in time for that, then that's what we'll do. But anyways, it's been a while since I posted a video, so I figured I'd get something out there to you guys. I'm not dead. I'm still alive. The LS550, I still have it. So, but again, thank you to Darius and Jelani, Perfect Balance, for helping me out, helping get this car dialed. Greatly appreciated. Can't recommend them enough. So that's gonna be it for this one though. So like the video if you liked it. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Follow the build along. Until the next one, I'll catch you guys later.